All right, so I am super excited that you are here. Just so you know, I just want to thank you. So thank you for coming. If it weren't for you being here and wanting to change your health, I would basically just be talking to myself, and that's kind of awkward, even though I do it on Facebook Lives. So just to be clear, this is an essential oils beginner education class. That doesn't mean that if you've been using oils for 5 years that you won't learn anything, because I kind of like throw information all around. So if you're here to learn how to change the direction of your family's health, you have come to the right spot. I cannot diagnose or treat you, but I will be telling you stories of the success that my family has had in essential oils. Today, I want to speak only truths, okay? Because I feel that our society needs someone to stand up to the big corporation giants who are poison peddlers. We need more people with passion advocating for a change. And if that means I have to step outside of my comfort zone and speak in front of large crowds, then that is what I am going to do. I will be posting all of the links to my truths at the end of this event in the chat box. So stick around to obtain those to do your own research, okay? I want you to be filled with the same anger and passion that I have. And I want you to start choosing better because you have the tools at your hands to be educated to make a better choice, because there is no condemnation in this conversation we're having. I didn't know until someone told me, and therefore you also don't know until someone tells you. But quality education is key, and that is where I find links for you and I send you to quality education because I want you to have the best resources. I don't really want you to fully go off of blogs. Some blogs are really good because they actually point you back to the quality resources. So you'll see that I have some of those as well. But most of them are from like cancer research institutes, the government, the environmental working agency, things like that. So give me grace at the very end. I'm going to put those over in the chat for you. You just are going to have to give me a couple minutes so I can get over there and copy and paste and send it, okay? So stay till the very end so you can get all of the information that I'm talking about so that you know I'm not just blowing steam up your butt, okay? Because I only speak truths that are truthful. I don't want you to just listen to me because I'm another talking head that has an opinion. I want you to know what I'm talking about is actually true, which is gonna be crazy. Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about me. So my name is Tammy, if you don't know me. I started with Young Living 4 years ago, but my journey with this holistic approach really started 13 years ago. It's where I started really starting to actually pay attention to the products I was putting in my body and on my body and around my family. It wasn't until many years later that essential oils kind of crossed my path with a friend who was using them and seeing great success. And I was like, all right, girl, just get me started. Like, I never went to a class. Nobody gave me a sample. I was just like, I already know. Give me that box. Okay. So my story starts with my mother, and I want to give you a little bit of a background of who this woman was. So my mom was an incredible mother. She named us all after oldies. My name is Tammy. My sister's name is Donna. My brother is Johnny, and my eldest brother did get my dad's name. Poo on him, but we all get to sing our songs. We would dance with her in the kitchen to our song. My song actually was played at my wedding where we all bawled our eyes out. Because if you know the song Tammy, you will understand why I would be crying. So my mom was an incredible person. She smoked like a chimney. She drank like a fish. She was probably not the best example for parenting, but she had the biggest heart, and she was literally my best friend. I would get made fun of in high school because I wanted to bring my mom to all of our concerts with us because she was literally a blast to be around. St. Patrick's Day is our holiday and still the day that I actually represent and remember her. And 13 years ago, my world changed. So my mother actually had carpal tunnel, which I as well have, in her right thumb, and didn't know there were oils and supplements to support her joints, so she opted to have surgery. Before surgery, they lessened her seizure medicine. My mom was epileptic her whole entire life, and we don't really know why they did that, nor will we ever know. She ended up getting shingles as a result of the stress, and the doctor gave her a super antibiotic called Levaquin. One of the main side effects of this pill was seizures. So one pill took my mother's life in 6 hours. It put her into a massive seizure, killing her. I tell you this story not for sympathy, but for you to see my deep-rooted passion in what I do. I sit here in my anxiety-filled flesh. I wear high-neck shirts because I literally break out in hives. I'm shaking because this is not my comfort zone. But if I have to scream from the rooftop so that I may reach a mother, a sister, a best friend, and help them to see there is a better way, I will do that in honor of her and her passing, to help touch thousands of lives so that I can transform them and I can save them. Who here knows someone with cancer or disease? Raise your hand, right? So you all know someone with cancer or disease, right? What if you knew there was a product out there that was causing these issues? Would you keep that information to yourself? If you had the education that you're about to have over the next, say, 20 or 30 minutes, would you keep that information to yourself, or would you shout it out if you knew that it was truth? Truth, that's the important part, okay? Or would you share? What if you had an oil that helped a friend with a horrible headache or allergies? Would you share it and help them to not suffer, or would you keep that to yourself? That is where I sit, is that when you have the education and the knowledge that I have had, I wake up at the butt crack of dawn and I go to sleep very late. I love reading. I love educating myself. People are always like, where do you get this information? My fun time, which is, my husband thinks I'm crazy. When I have downtime, I am watching documentaries. I love docuseries. I love stuff like that. Like, knowledge to me is amazing. I'm like, why would I waste my time watching a story when I could watch information and learn, right? So this is super important for me, okay? This is where I am at. I am at the point where I am sick and tired of seeing people sick and tired. I want to read some things out of a really good book for you, because I think that the information in this book is incredible. This is where a lot of the links you're going to see that I'm going to send over are from. So you'll see that they are true facts, because sometimes people are like, there's no way that's true. And I'm like, I know, right? It's crazy. Okay, so I want to start reading. Let's read about the cosmetic industry, just for fun. Okay, in the United States, it is saturated with toxic chemicals. The cosmetic industry. There are more than 25,000 chemicals in the cosmetics sold in the United States, yet less than 4% of these ingredients have ever been tested for toxicity and safety. The European Union has banned over 1,300 chemicals found in cosmetics. The FDA only banned 8 and restricts 3. Okay. That's why when people say we ban 11, we actually don't. We only ban 8. We restrict 3 of them. We say, hey, they're dangerous, but you can still have a little. The average woman puts on 515 synthetic chemicals on her body every single day without ever knowing it. And 60% of what you put on your skin, which is the largest organ in the body, is absorbed into your body. Just so you know, Young Living also has our standards of chemicals that we will allow in our stuff, right? And by the way, when you look at a chemical in Young Living's, it is a plant-based chemical derivative, okay? So Young Living bans over 2,500 chemicals. We say, no, those are horrible. They will never get in our products. So I love standing behind a company who's like, y'all still ain't as high as we are when it comes to the chemicals that we're saying absolutely no to. Okay, now when we're talking about chronic diseases, because I know that we all know somebody who has a chronic disease. Since 1950, the explosive growth of certain types of cancer has become mind-numbing. Skin melanoma cases are up 690%, prostate cancer 286%, thyroid cancer up 258%, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma up 249%, liver and intrahepatic cancer up 234%, kidney and renal pelvis cancers up 182%, and the list goes on. During a speech in 1994, Dr. Samuel Epstein, an international expert in toxicology, laid the blame squarely on the synthetic chemical revolution. Dr. Epstein states that in 1940, we produced about 1 billion pounds of new synthetic chemicals. By 1950, the figure had reached 50 trillion pounds. And by the late 80s, it became 500 trillion pounds. Most of these chemicals have not been tested for toxic, carcinogenic, or environmental effects. Also, a report done by Columbia University School of Public Health estimates that 95% of cancers are related to diet and environmental toxicity. So 95% of our cancers are man-made. They are our choices. 5% are being found genetic, okay? So I'm going to fight the genetic part in a couple minutes because I still don't believe in that one. In 2018, an estimated 1,735,350 new cases of cancer will be diagnosed in the United States, and 609,640 people will die from the disease. It is the leading cause of death amongst people from 65 to 84. Also, by 2020, it is estimated that 50% of the population will have diabetes or pre-diabetes, okay? So, again, we all know someone with these diseases, right? So what if it was actually the products we were putting on ourselves and in our bodies? Look at where we used to be, okay? We used to eat out of grandmother's garden, and we used to drink out of the hose. I'm going to tell you right now that that garden is not the same, that that hose water is not the same, that the products we're putting on our skin, they are not the same, they are not tested, and we are seeing the effects of it in our systems right now. That is why you are seeing that astronomical climb in these diseases. So sometimes people are like, I get this often, I don't want to use essential oils because they're not FDA approved. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want the FDA to approve my essential oils because just like the EpiPen, man, would they mark up those prices. No, thank you, sir. Okay, so the FDA, actually, which by the way, is the largest building in Washington for a reason. Go look at the money trail. It's a fun trail. So the FDA does not test the safety of the ingredients in cosmetics, food, and personal care products. Let me read that again for all the people who are like, I'm not going to use an oil because it's not FDA approved. So if you're putting on makeup, if you're eating food, and if you're using personal care products, shampoo, conditioner, all those things, right? Okay, let's read it again. The FDA does not test the safety of ingredients in cosmetics, food, and personal care products. Ugh. Did y'all get that? They wait until enough people get injured and then they may investigate, okay? So that's kind of like talc, asbestos was in this category. Anytime that something is causing an issue, they will then may investigate, okay? They don't take it off the shelves. By the way, they are legally allowed to keep talc on the shelves for up to 15 years after the decision in the court. Okay, so the court claimed that a woman actually died of ovarian cancer and it was the result of using talc every single day. Now, legally, all of these different companies who have talc in our shampoo or all of that, hi Amy, so all of the, not the shampoo, the powder and the makeup and all that stuff, right? They have 15 years to get it out of their products. That's what our government says you're allowed to do, even though we know it causes cancer. It's horrible. Okay, also in the United States, up to 99% of ingredients in any product can be withheld from labeling under the trade secrecy law if they are categorized as inert. Most inert ingredients are in bug sprays, insect repellents, and other pesticide products. Toxins expert Doris J. Rep claims that at least 200 chemicals classified as inert are environmental pollutants hazardous to human health. These laws have enabled the chemical industry to obscure its operations under a shroud of secrecy that has hampered efforts to protect public health due to these trade secrets. It is nearly impossible to get information about these chemicals even for physicians treating poisonings. So if you haven't already watched it, the documentary Stink is for real incredible, eye-opening. You must watch it. In it, they tell a story of a boy who is he cannot get around the body spray acts. So he can't even go to high school because they can't ban it from everybody. And they were trying to get, what chemical is it? Just tell us, please, our kid can die, because he goes in anaphylactic shock, not just like he can't breathe. He's like dying. So the family was like, he can't go to a restaurant. He can't go to a store. He can't go anywhere because there is a chemical in your stuff. Now, because it falls under that trade secrecy law, which is anything that is a fragrance, anything that makes up a smell, they legally do not have to tell you what it is. And over 300 chemicals can fall under that fragrance law. So if any of your products have the word fragrance in them, just add 300 chemicals that you have no idea what they are to the list, because you will never know, okay? All right, more fun facts from the book. We'll just go really quick. Okay, epigenetics. So this is a really interesting new science. So if you actually read the Bible, so if you're a Bible reader, in Exodus 25, they actually talk about this. So we may even be what our grandparents and great-grandparents were exposed to during their lives. Thus, recent epigenetics investigations have brought a unique biology perspective to the biblical warning that the sins of the fathers are visited upon the children until the third and fourth generation. So epigenetics is new science that we actually can change our genome by the things that we're putting on our bodies and in our bodies and what we're doing. So linear, we are causing our children to have these issues. So there was some things I was looking up about polycystic ovarian syndrome. And in one of the testings, they were testing a mouse who was pregnant, and they were injecting her with the legal limit in the United States of BPA. The mouse then had, she had fertility issues from that point on. She had polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that is what she had. Then her child, who she was pregnant with, which is understandable, also had the exact same issues. Here's the kind of funky, messed up part. This grandchild, who was not in the picture at all while this was going on, also had the exact same problems. What that tells us is that epigenetics and the sins of your father and grandfather will be actually passed down generational. So the decisions that you are making and the products you are putting on your skin are causing effects to your children, grandchildren, and so forth. So like for me, I'm like, I don't know. I always put myself last because I'm like, I'm a mom. I'm like, I'll eat last. I'll shower last. I don't need any hot water, whatever. Everybody just get ready, right? But when I look at it this way, I go, I need to choose better. I need to use better products. I have to do this because I don't want my grandkids to have these issues. I don't want to pass this on to my grandchildren at all. So the last little fun fact that I'll give you out of this book is sugar. Oh my gosh, sugar, right? I mean, it's literally in everything. So we went from consuming 2 pounds a year of sugar in the 1940s to 150 pounds on average a year for a teenager at this point. Because you have to think that we now put sugar in everything. Right? We put it in everything. It's in our bread. It's in our ketchup. It's literally everywhere. I mean, you can't get away from sugar. Like, it's incredible. So that is from the book. It's called Your Health Has Been Hijacked by Dr. Tom Reed. This is absolutely incredible. You can buy it from his website. Follow him on Facebook. He has really incredible information, and you can buy it on there. There's actually usually been a waiting list for it, because it just keeps selling out every time. It's at the #1 bestseller at this point. It's really good information. So what if I told you there was a better way, right? So you just heard, like, we have a lot of chemicals in our products. Nobody is testing it. Nobody is looking out for you. Our cancer rate is astronomical. We are actually making decisions for our cancer rate and why it's going up so much. And what if I told you there was a better way? A better plant-based products you can trust? What if you could save money and feel better while doing it? There is literally a better way. Okay. It starts with a box. It starts with this little box For only $165, you can get started with your everyday oil collection, a diffuser, Ningxia Red, Thieves Spray, and so much more. Now, I say only because when we look at what disease costs, you will say only also. So again, I'm going to give you the links for this because I don't want you to think I make up numbers. I'm being legit. The average cancer, to care for someone with cancer, costs $150,000. Okay. The average cost of insulin a month is $300. The average American, just one, not a family, just one American spends on average a year $1,112 on over-the-counter medicine that's for your allergies, sleep issues, cold, diarrhea, and so on. Sorry, I said diarrhea on a video. I know, it's gross. So now you see why I say only, because I have an oil in this box to fix almost all of my everyday problems. That's why it is called the Everyday Oil Collection, okay? So in this box, if you haven't seen it, if you haven't started with Young Living, I will open it up a little bit. I'm not even gonna go into detail because when you get this, the person who you sign up with is gonna literally walk through this with you, right? Because you are not even gonna remember all the stuff that I'm gonna say right now. Okay, so you get all of these oils, and underneath, well, let's see if I can do this without dropping things. Okay, underneath, you actually have even more goodies. Okay, so don't ever forget the stuff underneath. And you also get a diffuser, okay? Pretty little diffuser. Okay, so things like Stress Away. I put this under my tongue when I am freaking out about to do a video, and it seriously calms me down. Pan Away. This is incredible for back pain. Amazing oil. Digees is a life. Like, seriously, I don't even know how my husband lived without this oil beforehand. My husband has Crohn's, and we were able to successfully get him off of all of his medication using just supplements, Ningxia Red, and Digees. And I mean, this man has been hospitalized before. Thieves Immune Support. I have small children, and they like to always put their hands in their mouth. So we are always putting Thieves on everyone all the time. Now, peppermint is my favorite oil. I use this every single day faithfully. We travel, and I like to follow the sun, but I don't like to be too hot. It's kind of weird. But peppermint totally helps to cool you down. For me, it helps with heartburn. It helps with energy. It also helps to curb your appetite. I for real love peppermint. But there are things in here to help you breathe, to help you sleep, to help you be less stressed out, have energy, detox the body. Like, everything you need for your everyday collection is in there. Now, does Young Living have more oils? Yes, of course. I mean, they have a lot of oils. But I keep buying these. I've bought 7 of these boxes because when I'm out of a lot of those oils, like in frankincense and Panaway, I mean, they are expensive oils. It is cheaper for me to just get one of those boxes, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm saving money doing it this way. I used to be a couponer, so I will always teach you ways to save money, okay? So everybody needs a diffuser because we all need emotional support. Whether from stress or sleep, happiness, focus, you need support to your brain. And in 3 seconds from smelling an oil, it goes right to your brain and starts to work. Now, this is where I want to talk about quality, okay? Because 3 seconds from the time I start smelling something, it's in the amygdala, and it is starting at the seat of emotions, and it is in the brain. It is penetrating the brain just from smelling it, right? I have balloons. I know it's weird. Kids are going to be like, what is this girl doing? By the way, my dog loves balloons, so she's probably going to freak out soon. Okay, so I want to give you an example of different oils, because a lot of times when I talk about quality, people are like, oh yeah, she's just a salesperson. She has to say she has the best product. Okay, but I legit do. So, different oils. One, I bought it Whole Foods for the same price, which really makes me mad, and one I bought from Young Living. Okay, so I'm going to pour this one on first. Now, when people are in my events, in my classes in person, I let them smell them, which then I feel bad because I know that this is going to your brain in 3 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to pour it here, and I'm going to probably set it down. Okay, so you see it on there? All right, so it's sitting on there. Now, the reason that I feel bad when I make people smell this oil, 1, it smells horrible, but 2, there's a known carcinogenic that they use called hexane.
hexane will pull more oil out of a plant, and it will give them more product to make more profit, okay? So that's why they can sell this stuff so crap cheap, okay? By the way, it's still sitting there. See that? Okay, so I'm going to show you what quality oil looks like, because if you were in class, I'd make you smell it, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, that stuff smells horrible. Okay, because we all know what an orange smells like. That's why orange is easy for me to talk like this with you and go, hey, smell this. And you'll be like, yeah, that smells raunchy. By the way, I'm smelling a carcinogenic for you. It smells horrible. Okay, so here's orange, and here's Young Living's little balloon. Okay, so you saw what the other one did, by the way. Smells so good. Okay. Okay, so did y'all see that? Okay, so what is happening? Sorry, Abby. My dog got a little upset with me. She hates balloons. What is happening is that, by the way, this is still here. The essential oil is penetrating, which is what you want to happen when you put it on your skin, right? You want it to penetrate your skin. You don't want it sitting on the surface. It's not doing anything here. This is an aromatic oil, which means that I'm going to wear this oil if I want to smell good for other people. I'm sorry, but I don't spend money to smell good for other people. I want these oils penetrating my skin, popping a balloon, and going to the organs and the cells to do what they need to do, okay? I have to hide this or my dog will literally try to eat that with the bad chemicals on it. Okay, so I hope that everybody understands quality now and why choosing the right quality oil really does matter. It really matters. Another thing I really have to tell you is, for the love of God, don't buy your oils on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, from your neighbor. Well, if you know your neighbor, whatever. Okay, here's the thing. So see this little cappy thing? So you see how I can kind of put it back together? You can buy these from China. Okay, so people will buy a bottle of oil. They will get all the essential rewards points. They'll get all the free products. They'll buy this. They'll literally make another label. Okay, that's not hard. Or they'll use one of their old bottles that they have. They'll fill it back up halfway, put carrier oil in it, and then snap down the lid that they got from China and sell it like it is a whole bottle of oil. Don't do that. For the love of God, don't do that. For the safety of you. And it's illegal in Young Living. It's just support your friend who sent you to this video, because they care for you. I want people to care for me. I want to have people around me who are like, hey, I care so much for you that I want you to go log in to this Zoom call and listen to this lady like rant about this craziness, because she does a lot of research and she genuinely cares about people. A person on Amazon legit just made a crap ton of money off you. Like, that's it. Sorry to say it, but don't do that. It's bad. Okay, in Young Living, we have over 600 plus plant-based products, okay? Young Living wants you to have a better option in your health. You are either fighting disease or you are feeding it on a cellular level, point blank. That's it, okay? So Young Living has laundry soap. Sorry, you can't really see it. See, it's laundry soap? Okay, not laundry soap, this is dish soap. Lord help me. Okay, it's free from sodium lauryl sulfate, dyes, SLES, formaldehyde, synthetic perfumes. Young Living only uses plant-based products. That's it. It's only plant-based. And like I said, if you ever see a word on there where you're like, oh my gosh, that's a chemical word, it is derived from like kelp or some sort of plant-based form. And if you call Young Living, they will legit tell you everything. It's so great. I'm like, hey guys, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's from this plant, from here. And they're like high on oils. Just call them all the time. They're super fun. Okay, so you are either feeding disease or fighting disease at a cellular level. We started as a cell. How we started, whether you want to believe it or not, we started as a cell. And we will die at a cellular level. That is what happens. So this ease of the cell is where disease comes from, okay? So when the cell is not ease, right, it's dis-ease, that is where the word disease comes from. So if you are using chemicals using products filled with chemicals that are causing your cell receptors to be clogged, which damage the communication to the cell, you are feeding disease. The good news is that it is not too late for you, okay? Essential oils work on a cellular level. Medicine works on an organ system level, okay? So synthetic medicine deals with symptoms of the body. They do not deal with the root problem. Essential oils deal on a cellular level, looking at the root of the problem that is causing the symptom. That's why when people call me and they're like, Tammy, I have acne. And I'm like, great, let's get you a good probiotic and some enzymes. They're like, hold up.
I thought I was going to put some really expensive cream on my face. I'm like, no, that is dealing with the symptom. We don't do that here in Young Living. I don't want you to be a customer for life like other companies do. I want to fix your problem, like legit at the source in the gut. By the way, if you have anybody with acne, it is a gut issue, okay? So when we are using quality essential oils, again, we talked about quality. I'm not talking about crap essential oils. Those things literally don't work. They can actually penetrate the cell wall and start to repair it. There are 3 types of essential oils that you must be using every single day, and goody, they're all in the starter kit, okay? So you have your cleaners of the cell and the cell receptor. Those are your phenols, okay? Don't remember this, just use the oil, okay? That is thieves. Reason it's thieves is it has clove in it. So if you have clove, you should be ingesting clove every day, but you have thieves, which has clove in it, and you can ingest that every day, put it on your feet, diffuse it every day. Your repairing oils. So now we need to repair the damage that we've done, and that is your monoterpenes. So that's lemon. It's also digees because there's phenol in it, and phenol is good for repairing. So again, if you have phenol at the house, ingest it, put it on your feet every day. And lastly, we need oxygen to the cells, and that's your sesquiterpenes. So that's lavender, lemon, and cedarwood. Okay, so cedarwood does not come in the United States starter kit. I do believe it comes in the international starter kit. Cedarwood is incredible for oxygenation. If you have anyone who needs help with focusing or sleep or has anything going on in the brain, cedarwood is their best friend, okay? You must be using all 3 types of these oils every day, along with drinking Ningxia Red. This helps to stop rapid multiplication of free radicals in the body, which are unhealthy cells. So free radicals are unhealthy cells that attach to healthy cells and steal their atom and make them unhealthy. So what happens is you have a free radical, you create a free radical, think of it as a car, right? So when a car is going down the street, it has an exhaust pipe and it's shooting out all the bad gas that it used out the back. Our bodies run in a similar way, except for we do not have an exhaust pipe, and no, it's not poop, pee, or sweat. Just throwing it to the team. They're called free radicals. So when I'm sleeping or I'm stressed out or I'm working, anything I'm doing, I am making free radicals. I'm doing it right now, okay? So it's the kind of like leftover gunk of my body. I need to flush those out every single day, because if not, they go to the healthy cells and they do this all the way through the body. So whenever somebody comes to me and they say, hey, I have abnormal cell growth, I'm like, yo, you need Ningxia Red, because you got to have all the healthy cells in the body. You also need frankincense. If you want some great information, go look up frankincense and cancer. Here's another cool fact. That study was done with Young Living's frankincense because you need boswellic acid, which only comes from a certain tree from a certain region, and Young Living has the only contract with that farm, which can date their lineage back to biblical times. Bam! Young Living is awesome. Okay, so I get on tangents and then I forget where I was, so give me a moment. Okay, multiple unhealthy cells. Get on Essential Rewards, because when you're on Essential Rewards, so when you get your starter kit, right, this can be your first Essential Rewards order. Not only do you get a free oil, which I'm all about free stuff, you get 10 more points to be able to use later, but now in the next month, you can order the Ningxia Red Essential Rewards kit, and it ends up being $1.15 per ounce. You cannot beat that price for an overall wellness drink that will benefit your body greatly. Then let's start swapping out those chemicals in your home one by one, so that you are not feeding disease, but you are fighting it. You have a choice in your home. You are the gatekeeper to your home. You get to decide what genetics you want your family to pass down from generation to generation. I cannot make this choice for you. Whoever sent you here cannot make this choice for you either. I can only bring the education, which I bring every other Thursday here to a Zoom call just like this. because I want to reach as many people as I possibly can. Every once in a while, a friend's going to have to hop on in and help me because I got some other things I got to do. But ultimately, the choice is yours, and you make it for your health. You are either feeding disease or you're fighting it. That is it. That's the end all be all. Now that you have the information and the education, and you will soon have the resources, you have to kind of go forth with the education and say, I do want to make a better choice. I do want to use better products. I do want to get started with essential oils. And I'm telling you, at that cost, it is really the word only, because when you look at preventative medicine and how inexpensive it is compared to how much it is to have a disease, I'm telling you right now that I talk to people who have the disease and they're like, I wish I knew about this stuff 5, 10, 15 years ago, because I would not be in the place where my body is addicted to these medicines now that I can barely get off of them. Like, I can't get off. When you are taking insulin, just an example, when you are taking insulin, you are telling your body that an outside source can work better than your body. So the pancreas stops producing even more insulin. So that's why people start with a pill. They have to get their blood work checked, then they go up to a shot, then they got to up the shot, and it goes up and up and up from there, because the body goes, well, cool, you don't need me anymore. I'm going to stop working more. So now you're dependent on this synthetic product, okay? You are a customer for life. I don't want you guys to be a customer for life. I want you to support your body. I have amazing testimonies on blood sugar leveling support, like amazing, from people who were like, no, these oils are crazy. And I was like, okay, well, let me just send you what you need because I love you and let's try it. And then they went to the doctor and the doctor was like, holy Jesus, your numbers are good. Whatever you're doing, don't stop. I don't care what it is. And they were like, yeah, well, I've been trying like this, this, and this. And they were like, yeah, no, don't, like, seriously, I've never seen anybody's numbers, kind of like, do this is good, stay here. So that's what essential oils are. That is why you need consistency. That is why you also can't just rely on the oil, right? So you can't be drinking Mountain Dew and then question why your kid still has ADHD tendencies, right? You can't do that. That oils are great, but they're not a miracle for like bad choices. It just doesn't work that way. I want a magic pill. I do want a magic pill, but this isn't it. Okay. So we have to consciously make better choices. If I want my family to feel better, I have to use better products. If I want my kids to sleep better, I have to not feed them sugar right before bed and then diffuse some lavender. Like, they don't work in a miracle setting, right? So we just have to understand that we have to support our body, we have to make the right choices, and also get the right education, which I'm going to give you in a moment, okay? So, any questions at all?